Gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This amendment forbids further federal expenditures for the Central Subway project in San Francisco. This project is a 1.7-mile subway that is estimated to cost $1.6 billion. And these cost estimates continue to rise. In fact, its baseline budget has more than doubled in 9 years and shows no sign of slowing. The current estimate brings the cost to nearly $1 billion per mile. That's about 5 times the cost per lane mile of Boston's scandalous Big Dig. Now, it was supposed to link local light rail and bus lines with CalTrain and Bay Area Rapid Transit, but it's so badly designed that it bypasses 25 of the 30 light rail and bus lines that it crosses. To add insult to insanity, it dismantles the seamless light rail to BART connection currently available to passengers at Market Street, requiring them instead to walk nearly a quarter mile to make the new connection. Experts estimate it will cost commuters between 5 and 10 minutes of additional commuting time on every segment of the route. The Wall Street Journal calls it, quote, a case study in government incompetence and wasted taxpayer money. And they're not alone. The civil grand jury in San Francisco has vigorously recommended the project be scrapped, warning that maintenance costs alone could ultimately bankrupt San Francisco's Muni. The former chairman of the San Francisco Transportation Agency has called it, quote, one of the costliest mistakes in the city's history. Even the sponsors estimate that it will increase ridership by less than 1%, and there is vigorous debate that this project is far too optimistic. I think Margaret Okazumi, the executive director of the Bay Rail Alliance, put it best when she said, quote, too many times we've seen money for public transit used to primarily benefit people who would profit financially while making transit less convenient for actual transit riders. Voters approve money for public transit because they want transit to be more convenient and available. It would be tragic if billions of dollars were spent on something that made Muni more time-consuming, costly, and unable to sustain its overall transit service, end quote. And Mr. Chairman, this administration is attempting to put federal taxpayers, that's our constituents, on the hook for nearly $1 billion of the cost of this folly through the New Starts program. That's more than 60% of the entire project. We have already squandered $123 million on it that we don't have. This amendment forbids another dime of our constituents' money being wasted on this boondoggle. Now, Mr. Chairman, you may be wondering, well, why should your constituents pay nearly $1 billion for a purely local transportation project in San Francisco that is opposed by a broad bipartisan coalition of San Franciscans, including the Sierra Club, Save Muni, which is a grassroots organization of Muni riders, the Coalition of San Francisco Neighborhoods, and 3 of the 4 local newspapers serving San Francisco? Why indeed? Excuse me, I don't have an answer to that question. But those who vote against this amendment had better have one when their constituents ask, what in the world were you thinking? I yield back.